Hello everybody and welcome back. I'm going to do today a review for the horror movie Lights Out that was released last year. And this is the movie that was based on the short film that was distributed on places like YouTube and Facebook. And it was really creepy actually. So this is the film based on that, and it's the director is David F. Sandberg, who was the creator of the short film as well. So if you haven't seen the little mini short film, go and seek it out on YouTube. It is genuinely creepy, and the picture you can see on screen now is from that short film. So Lights Out then. So how do they turn a short film into a fully fledged horror film? Well, in actual fact, quite successfully. Um, as a self-contained horror movie, this is, I would suggest, quite a success. Just as a side note here, the lady seen on screen now, I'm sorry, I'm not sure of her name. She's an actress who's in the movie Lights Out, but was also the actress in the short film Lights Out. So I thought that was quite nice to put her in the main movie. That was quite a nice touch from the director. So Lights Out, what's it about? Well, there is an entity that I'll start it off at the beginning. At the beginning, we see what you can see now. There's a guy in a warehouse. He has a conversation with his son on the phone, and his son's worried about his mum who's poorly, and he says, "Don't worry, I'm going to get your mum better." And then this entity turns up in the warehouse, and it's not really a spoiler because it happens fairly quickly. Kills the father, and as it turns out, this entity is called Diana, who has a connection to this little boy's mum. They were in like a psychiatric unit when they were younger, and they kind of became friends. Um, and this Diana was killed in some kind of experiment treatment thing that went wrong, but she still remains connected to the mother, Maria Bello. Maria Bello. Um, so that's the gist of it really here. But this, when the mum is mentally low and poorly, this creature comes out and takes advantage of that, and it basically terrorizes her and her family and anyone else that gets in the way. And the premise here is that when the lights are on, this creature, this entity can do nothing, but when they're off, it's free to move. It's kind of like the Weeping Angels in Doctor Who, like the blinking thing. Similar concept. So the concept is really good here, and I think they play off that really well. Now there are what you could describe as jump scares in this movie, but they're not like the old the ones you see in the generic horror flicks that just do it for a cheap scare. They kind of fit here in this movie and they work. And I think the director did a really good job. I've seen a lot of, well, not a lot. What I do when I watch a movie or when I'm going to watch a movie is sometimes I'll look at some reviews of people I trust and read some reviews of people I trust. And one of the things that they said was sometimes the movie kind of forgot its own rules. And I thought, man, oh, there's nitpicking here. But after watching it, I have to agree. There's like some scenes where there's like a knock at a door, and then when they open the door, the lights are on in the corridor, but there's nothing there, and you're thinking, well, there's no way she could have knocked that on that door if 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 it can only move in the darkness. So it does kind of forget its own rules sometimes. Um, but what could be described as like a gimmick as well. The director's quite clever in how he keeps it fresh in as how they approach this entity and how they can kind of um, attack it or defend themselves against it. So it's quite a good movie here. There's one scene I think that doesn't work, is like an exposition scene where she plays like a recording from the mental hospital that is really only there for exposition to give us more information, but it feels cheap. I think there probably would have been better ways to do that. Maybe if she'd have sought out one of the doctors and had a conversation that way, that might have worked better rather than just finding this tape and playing it, because it just felt cheap. But yeah, I quite enjoyed this movie. I thought it was inventive, scary, and creative. There's not a lot of creative horrors out there. A lot of them just kind of give us the same old thing. And for me, for a horror film to have any real impact on me, it has to be something a little bit different. It has to be something a little bit creative. And this gives you that. And it's quite a brave ending too. And I think all the performances as well were very good throughout. They all did intelligent things, things that you think you would do in them scenarios, rather than just panic. So yeah, I quite enjoyed this.